Hello everyone and welcome to Wednesday, October 29th. It's our hump day lunch break with My Stamp Studio. Super excited to be here today, and I have a really fun little project for you. Let me just get my feed going here and make sure I can see everyone with their comments. So if you're here and joining, please say hello. Let me know what you're having for lunch. Okay. Let's just... All right, there we go. Okay. All right, here we go. I just wanted to make sure I could see my comments there. And I don't think my camera is straight, so give me a second. Move that out of the way. All right, I think we're okay. All right, so today we are going to be featuring our Pine Tree Trimmings bundle. It's a cute stamp set. I really have had a lot of fun creating this. It comes with a small set of dies, and we'll be using our Christmas tree die. Let me just pull that out right now. And we're also going to be using our black and white and golden white baker's twine. This is available in my online store, so everything I'm using today is in my online store. And there will be a link in the description and in the comments of this video for you to just jump over to my online store, and all these items will be there. Versamark stamp pad. We're going to be using the Wow Gold embossing powder. This is the metallic one. There's 3 different ones in there. And then, so I just need to get my little clock up there. I am on my lunch break. We're going to be also using our modern Christmas designer series paper. There's a lot of fun paper in here. I'm just going to show you like a little snippet of them. So you've got these really fun designs with the gold and black and white. There's quite a few different patterns here. So the pattern that we're going to be using is this Fa La La and then this fun holly pattern. And we're going to be using our gold foil. Ooh, I forgot to include that on my list. I'll have to make sure I add that. Okay, so let's get started. I've done a little bit of my prep work ahead of time. I do want to share with you the inspiration for this card. So I received this card as part of a swap from Brenda Sellers. So this is one of the perks of being a demonstrator. You get to participate in demonstrator swaps. So I'm in a very large group of like 600, 700 people. That is the Rubber Queens from Rhonda Wade. So I'm part of her team, and we do swaps with our creative training. And as part of my team, you'll also become a Rubber Queen as well. You do get all of our tutorials and everything else for free when you're on our teams. So yeah, great time to join. It's only $35 right now for the starter kit. Best deal ever, especially if you want to get $125 free. Just saying. For $35, you get $125 of your choice. And really, there's no other commitment than that. If you want to continue to always receive a 20% discount or more, you just meet your quarterlies. And it's not difficult. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. This deal is only available until Friday. All right. And Friday evening, I will not be available to chat, so contact me before Friday. And I can answer any questions that you have. But purchasing the starter kit does not mean you have to do videos. It does not mean you have to do lives. You can just get a discount, shop with your friends. Very easy to do. Or if you'd like to, add a little supplemental income, you can. All right. So that was my inspiration. So what I've done is I have a piece of... And I actually have my bow tied. Where is my bow? Oh, dear. Oh, there it is. Okay. I have a piece of shaded spruce, 8.5 by 5.5. I just folded it in half, and we're going to be putting it this way. I have a little strip of shaded spruce that I'm going to be stamping and embossing my sentiment on. So I'll put that right there. I have a piece of gold foil here that I will be die cutting out with the tree. So we're going to put that right here. And... then I have that designer series paper I was talking about. Oh, my layers of basic white cardstock are 4 by 5 1/4. So one is for the outside, one is for the inside. I have a scrap of my designer series paper that is 1 inch by 4 inches, 1 inch by 3 3/4 inches. So that's where that's going to go. And then I have my piece of designer series paper. So I cut this one down to be 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then I cut it in half because I'm going to be using this other side. And you choose which side you like to use. All right, so let's start with this. We're going to go ahead and just adhere this right to our white layer here. I just need to grab some seal. So let's go ahead and just put this on. All right, I like to kind of center my one piece so I can have this bumped over just a little bit, just so I can get lined up. All right, so there's one, and then we'll put the other one on, like so. This stamp set happens to be one of my featured classes that actually sign up ends today. So if you're interested in those classes, I'm going to be showing it at the end of the video. If you're interested, the link will be in the description and the comments. It's actually in the description of the Facebook video too. Yeah, you can register to get that class today. And again, it ends tonight. So let's go ahead and let's do our stamping here. I'm going to move this. We're going to actually just put this right onto our card front. I'm just going to just use my seal here to put it right on the front. All right. All right, and now I'm going to grab my mini die cut machine. I'll move this out of the way. I need that. And we're going to go ahead and die cut a tree. Now there's all sorts of fun little things in that die set. So there's like garland that you can put on the tree. There's little presents. So put that all on. You can cut out a little bow. All right. But we're just going to be using the tree in our gold foil for today. All right, I just need that. I'll put that up there. Get rid of the plates. All right, now we're going to bring back in our card base here. I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. I'm not going to adhere it quite yet because I want to have my sentiment done. Okay, well, I'm having a hard time peeling off backings here, so. As you can see, I've got my Halloween nails on. Halloween is this Friday for us, so wanted to have that all set to go. All right, so I'm gonna put it there like that because that one came off. Let's grab our scrap here. Now, one of the things I do like to use is we have a little tool set. It's our embossing edition set. It comes with these little tweezers. It comes with the embossing buddy, and actually it comes with a tray. I just don't have my tray out. And a little brush so that you can do your embossing. So the first thing you're going to do is take your embossing buddy and just rub at the front of your cardstock there. That just prevents all the static from building up on your paper so that your embossing powder doesn't stick to it. I like to put a piece of paper down when I'm doing this because I really hate when I get embossing powder on my desktop. I don't like that gritty feeling. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which says sending Christmas wishes, and that's right from the stamp set. And I'm going to trim this down, so I'm just going to stamp it a little bit lower, just like that. And then I'm going to take my embossing powder. Now with the Versamark, you have a moment or two before it dries. I should have had this open before. So you can get your embossing powder on there. I'm going to move that out of the way. All right, so all I did is I just kind of dunked this right in my tray, tap it off so that that excess doesn't stay on. If I have a little bit of extra on, I just take a little brush and I can brush it away. This looks pretty good. So I am still going to hold on to this with my little tweezers here. That way I don't burn my fingers. Let's go ahead and cover this back up. And because I go in and out of my embossing folder so much, I put it in just a little dollar store container. All right, so let's go ahead and heat up our gun. I do like to warm up my embossing gun before I start embossing. That way it actually will emboss faster. So I'm going to go ahead and come under my paper here. I'm coming under my paper so that embossing powder doesn't blow all over the place. And hopefully you'll be able to see this change. It's a little awkward for me to hang on right here. So you can see it go from that powder to the shiny gold here. And now you can see your sentiment. Ooh, how pretty. Hey, it's like magic. All right, so let's just turn that off. I'm going to take this. I'm going to bring back in my trimmer. I'm going to trim that down just slightly. All right. So I started with, it's like a 1-inch strip is what you need. And then I'm going to trim off just a part of this here. Now, depending on what your sentiment is, will depend on, you know, how big your piece of paper needs to be. All right. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in my snips here. And I'm going to just cut this at a bit of an angle here. Just like that. And let's bring in our card now. So now what I can do, and peel off all these backings. And I'm going to center this right over that line. Just like so. I'm going to take my sentiment here and I'm going to put one, if I can just grab one dimensional right off on the side that I snipped at an angle. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Sorry, I was reaching for my glue here. Right on this side, right here. We'll move this out of the way. And I'm going to just put this right on my tree, just like that. All right. And now, just to finish off our tree, I'm going to go ahead and just put this bow on. So I tied the bow ahead of time, so I didn't have to try and tie it on a video here. I'm going to take a glue dot. I'm going to kind of roll my glue dot in half there. And then I'm going to take my bow. Make sure my tails are down here, right to my glue dot. Put that knot right on there. If I'm making a lot, I actually will put a bunch on that roll. So I have them already made. And then we're just going to put this right at the top of the tree. And let's get our inside done. So I'm going to take my seal here and we're just going to add this paper strip right to the inside. So, all right. And we're going to do from our house to yours. So grab that. I'm going to pull that embossing powder back in again. If you're watching the replay, let me know. And let's see. If you don't want to miss out on my events and classes and all that good stuff, join my email list. What I'm looking for here. I am looking for my, this is what I was looking for. All right. So I'm going to take from our house to yours. I'm going to stamp that right in the middle. Hopefully I got that straight. And I'm going to take my embossing powder here. I'm just going to pour it over. I did not use my embossing buddy like I should have. So what I'll need to do now is grab my little paintbrush here and get off this excess. Because otherwise I'll have little flakes of gold on my card. All right, so there we go. Let's cover this up so I don't spill it. The other day, I was getting ready to do a video and I completely spilled all of my embossing powder, ink, coffee, everywhere. I ruined my projects and I had to do them really quick again before the live. All right, so note to self, keep stuff out of the way. And I'm just going to heat it from the bottom. I'm going to see that shiny or the dull go to shiny. Okay, there we go. Now your paper does warp just a little bit. When you put it down, your adhesive will hold it in place. So let's go ahead and we're going to put adhesive along here, on here. I just want to make sure it's flat. All right, we'll open this up. And we'll put it on the inside of the card. Here we go. And there we go. So now we have our card all set to go. Quick and easy. Use anything that you have, you know, any dies that you have, any holiday paper, or maybe you want to make a birthday. You can put a cupcake in the middle or a balloon. So whatever your fancy is. And that's all we need to do for that card. Let me go ahead and share with you the 3 classes that are ending today. So if you're interested, I want to be able to give you a chance to get those. So here is our modern pine tree trimmings class. Oops, my bow fell off here. Whoop. There we go. All right. And you'll get all the supplies that you need to make these. So you're getting some designer series paper. You're getting the cardstock. It'll all be pre-cut and scored for you. It'll be embossed. Anything that's not part of the bundle will be die cut for you already. So like these 2 pieces would be die cut. And you'll be getting some ribbon with it. All right, so that is the modern tree. I also still have the, that's not the one. This is my fluffy squirrel class. So the nice little fun fold. Just really cute cards. And this is another little fun fold. So that is a fluffy squirrel class. Again, all of these classes are ending today. So make sure you register for today. And our last one here, you'll be getting some of this Misty Moonlight and Silver ribbon with your kit. You'll be getting some embellishments. And I forgot to mention that this class here will be getting embellishments as well. So you see, you'll be getting gold foil as your embellishment and the ribbon. And then for the squirrel class, you're going to be getting some pearls, which I dropped all of them. You'll be getting an embellishment as well. So you'll get the designer series paper, anything that is not part of the squirrel. So this is a stamp set and punch. So you can add the bundles onto your class if you'd like, and I will get them mailed out just shortly. So that is scheduled to go, be sent out next week. Again, class ends today. So I just want to share those fun little classes with you. If you're interested, please go ahead, click on the link that's in the description and in the comments of the video, and you can go ahead and sign up for those classes. So here we go. Here is my card, and here is my inspiration. So thanks for joining me today. Have a great day, and enjoy the rest of your lunch. Bye.